Michael, we are preparing for Monday Night Football, a game against the Chicago Bears once again. It feels like we've played Chicago almost every year over the last 5 years, and some really close games, like a Thursday night game, and then next year Eberflus gets the best of Ron Rivera, and then last year the Hail Mary, the Hail Jayden. It's been a kind of a rivalry between Chicago and Washington.
That Thursday night game in Chicago is one of the worst football games I've ever seen in my life. Do you remember? Like it was
like 7-6 or something.
It was a brutal football game. Yeah, those were low points. That was a high point last year. The Hail Mary. I will never forget being in the stadium for that, watching everybody go from depression to jubilation just immediately as he catches the Hail Mary. Noah Brown, part of that highlight forever. Jayden Daniels, part of his lore. And now you run it back, and they've wanted to avoid talking about the Hail Mary this week. We're turning the page, right? It's a new season. Don't talk to me about that. They respect this Chicago team. They know it's going to be a battle.
Yeah, and right now everybody is riding the high of Bill. The way Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt Bill has played this season. Do you think the coaching staff now has full trust in him to be out there on passing plays?
I do. I think he's going to be the starter. I think he's going to run out of the tunnel on Monday night. I think he's earned that. I think he's got the ability to block. I think on third and longs, you're still going to put Jeremy McNichols in there, I think. And he hasn't done anything to lose that job. He's had some nice plays himself this season. It's been a very solid rushing attack overall. But first down, second down, most third downs, you're going with Bill. Feed him the rock. He's been so good this year. Give me all the Kool-Aid. I'm in on this guy.
Absolutely. You know, I'm with you there, and I do want Jeremy McNichols to still get his touches. I mean, last week, what was it, 3rd and 11? Jayden Daniels just dumps it off to him, and he picks up the first down by making a guy miss. So he deserves some carries. And then Chris Rodriguez, I think, will return to his role of the fourth quarter man, and this could be an opportunity Monday night. If you have a 2-possession lead in the second half, that screams, give me Chris Rodriguez Jr.
I'd love a 2-possession lead, run the clock, time of possession. To get there, yeah, I'm a big believer in this no-huddle offense. I think Cliff Kingsbury has run it very well this season. You can't run at tempo until you get the first down, right? That's just a 3 and out. You run tempo for 3 and out. It's just a 3 and out. Nothing changes. You could run tempo when you get that first down, right? Moving the chains is so important in a Cliff Kingsbury offense. We've seen that. When they go 3 and out, there's just no semblance of momentum. When they get that first down, very often they get a second one, a third one, a fourth one. Staying penalty free is important to these guys as well. But being able to play with that tempo is so important to what Cliff Kingsbury does.
Yeah, and as great as Jayden Daniels has been, that has been his issue, is starting slow. And it's been a thing this year with 3 and outs, with 3 road games, 3 games that have started with a 3 and out. Now, it hasn't been the same at home, but you have got to eliminate the slow starts, and he's got to be better at these scripted plays. Maybe he's just so good at the off-script stuff that he doesn't do as good on the design stuff. I don't know. It's puzzling, but he has not been good on first drives.
Yeah, and what was concerning last week was so much energy, so much effort to do, we have to start fast. We have to start fast. They won the game. I'm happy. They didn't start fast at all. They started down 10-0. And so it was a concerted focus of the coaching staff all week. They didn't fix the problem. That's not great. On the other hand, they came back. They won the game. They were just fine. I'm a big believer. You win the coin toss, you should always defer. That possession in the second half is always more valuable than the one to start the game because you know what the other team's going to do. You've had the opportunity to make your adjustments and to learn from it. I think these guys believe in that theory, but at the same time, you can't keep digging a hole against NFL teams. It will come back to bite you at some point.
Yeah, I'm going to call for more Zach Ertz to start the game. We just have not seen him get the action, get the catches, get into the end zone like we did last year, and I don't know that that's his fault. I kind of think that the play designs have been going to Debo or going to the pair of running backs that they've been getting involved here, but I want more Zach Ertz, and I think this is the right game for him for Monday Night Football.
Yeah, I would love to see him tear up those Bears linebackers. We're so used to seeing our linebackers torch. It is refreshing to have a matchup where the other team's linebackers are vulnerable as well, and you can do some of the things that other teams have been doing to the Commanders in the last few weeks to these Bears linebackers. They've had 15 days before this game, Adam. They've got the bye plus the Monday Night Football. A real focus on both sides will be containing the tight ends, not allowing those guys to get open because both teams are really susceptible to it.
Michael, last week we were asking for turnovers. We were begging for turnovers, starving for turnovers, but we both it takes two to tango. Well, you got Justin Herbert to make the mistake, to give us the turnover there with the interception at the goal line caught by Mikey Sainristil. And Caleb Williams, turnover prone, would you say?
Oh, no question. He makes mistakes. He's a very good athlete. He makes plays, but he gives you the opportunity to make mistakes as well. He gets the happy feet, right, is what the quarterbacks coaches call it, where he doesn't quite know what to do. Is he in the pocket? Is he out of the pocket? He's dancing. He doesn't set, plant, and make good decisions. There are times he will give you an opportunity to make a play. You have to make a play when he gives you that opportunity. If you don't, he's going to make you pay for it because he does have the athleticism. You've got to find a way to capitalize on those mistakes.
Crosstalk with Michael Phillips, MP on the mic 10 to noon. I'm 12 to 3, AWOD Radio here on The Fan. Last week against the Chargers, you needed that win. You got the win. And now it feels like, hey, maybe there's some real momentum here. They tried to recreate the magic of the trip from Cincinnati to Arizona by going out there early. And they did that. Well, now that magic has got to come home with them and create a win streak, Michael.
Good teams hold serve at home, right? That's a football motto. That's every coach would tell you that. You get that schedule. What are our home games? Can we hold serve on those home games? And then you need to steal a couple on the road. They stole one in L.A. That was a great win. Chargers are going to play the whole NFC East. I think they will have at least 2 wins against the NFC East when this is all said and done. I really do think they're gonna find a way to beat these other teams. So that's a real quality win. It only matters if you then back it up and win the one you're supposed to win at home. That's the key to consistency. That's the key to making the playoffs. You steal them when you can steal them, but when you have a game where you hold serve, you hold serve.
How do you feel about our secondary 5 weeks into the season, going into week 6, when the Bears have quite a few weapons on the outside? I think Lattimore had his best game, but hopefully he can build off that. I don't have faith in him. I do feel like Quan Martin has been taking a step forward. I do think that Jeremy Reeves has been just as good as Will Harris has been. I love how violent he's been. And then, Sainristil's 2 interceptions in a row. Amos, when he's been healthy, he's been really good. How are you feeling about the secondary?
Terrible. I think they stink. I'll have what he's having, right? I love that you've got optimism about this group. No optimism here. They have not turned a corner. They have not improved. I still like Sainristil. I think he's a great player. I love that he capitalized on his interceptions. There's just not enough depth, not enough talent here. This defense is entirely reliant on the defensive line getting home, getting pressure. And when they don't do that, you have seen 5 NFL quarterbacks now shred this secondary, and not good ones either. Geno Smith level NFL quarterbacks are shredding this secondary when they get the opportunity. This defense rides entirely with the D-line. I've seen nothing from the secondary to give me any hope whatsoever.
So we both don't like Lattimore, but you like Mikey Sainristil.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the safeties, though, honestly? Because, I think we're disagreeing on what Jeremy Reeves is bringing to the table.
We are disagreeing on what Jeremy Reeves brings to the table. He's energy. He's excited. Like, he runs down Bijan Robinson. What a great play. That's one of the signature plays of the season. To take one of the fastest guys in the NFL, you, an undersized guy who's been cut 20 times, run him down, make the tackle, save the play. Then the secondary gives up the touchdown the next play. It didn't matter. Nothing matters. Jeremy Reeves is a lot of heart, a lot of hustle, and he's not good enough to play down in and down out in the NFL. Teams take advantage of that.
I think you're wrong, and I think they're going to prove it on Monday night. Quan Martin's coming off of a game in which he popped Quentin Johnson, and that led to a game-changing fumble. I think the confidence in the secondary is growing. I don't think I love the corners, and we agree there. I kind of really like the safeties, so I think they're going to keep it up and keep that positive momentum. But really, the offense needs to lead this team. And 27 points in the last 2 games, 1 a win, 1 a loss. How many do you think they need to score against the Bears to get a dub?
I like 28. I think that's a great number. I think if you can score 28, you should win in the NFL. This offense is clicking at a high level. They're the 7th best offense in football right now, Adam. And I think you'd agree with me. There's more on the table. There's more for these guys. They can be even better. When you have a group producing like that, it makes life easier for everybody else. And that's the challenge Monday night. Jayden Daniels to continue to produce at that level, make life easier for everybody else. There will come a day where they need to win games without him, but right now they're jumping on his back riding to victory.
Michael, we're going to continue our ACC coverage with our conversation with Coach Earl Grant from Boston College. Do you have like a favorite ACC coach right now? You know, there's no Coach K anymore, no Roy Williams, no Boeheim.
Like, guy I most want to have a beer with is Will Wade, obviously. This guy was a villain. He was a super villain. He was everything that was wrong with college sports. And now the rules have changed. It's like, that guy, like, we were mad at that guy. He's just doing what everybody else is doing now. He's so honest about it, too. Last year, going into the tournament, like, I'm leaving for NC State. Before the game was even played, like, aren't your players really mad about things? No, my players are auditioning to come with me to NC State. They want to ride this ladder, climb this ladder with me. He is the voice of new college basketball. He is a villain turned hero in these new rules somehow. I am fascinated by Will Wade.
I like the old school guys. Mike Young, Steve Forbes, guys that have been around for 40 years. You're listening to AWOD Radio on The Fan. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.